do you feel like you've kind of actualized where you want to be in like the realm of music? I mean, obviously we all have the dream of making it big and being able to kind of, you know, go on tour or live the lifestyle, but just really being in a place where you're happy with what you're doing musically. I know for me, I didn't reach that point till recently where I feel like I finally am making the music I want to make. I've got a catalog of stuff that I'm constantly pushing. I'm not under this fear of like, is this all going to fall apart? Like a lot of bands that I've been in where you work really hard to release something, to put out an album or an EP, and then the whole band breaks up and it feels like it's all for naught. Do you feel like you've reached that point in yourself where you're like, I'm finally doing what I want to do? Or is there like a goal you're trying to reach where you feel like you'll kind of have that, you'll be in that spot you want to be at?
Well, I do certainly wake up every day very thankful and grateful to be doing music. And at this point in my life, when I have, a variety of other responsibilities to tend to. And so to be able to do music and to do it on a semi-professional level is certainly a great honor. The way I see it, a gig is a gig, whether I'm playing at Merriweather Post Pavilion or the little hotel next door to Merriweather Post Pavilion, which I spent last summer doing in a residency
Nice.
at the Merriweather Lake House Hotel. I would play for, fans of Dave Matthews or The Cure as they were going to see their concerts. It was really a transformative experience that got me out into the world of gigging. And so I feel very lucky to be able to do that and to also be able to play about half of my own songs in any given set. So I don't just do 100% covers like a lot of bar bands do. I'll just bring my own stuff up on the stage, and it's worked so far. So that for me, that's a great honor to be able to do that. But as far as goals, I am releasing a record next year, and I guess you could say that my vision for that record is to establish myself as a bassist, because the bass lines on this album are hopefully going to be the standout instrument in terms of like that's like it's probably the most obnoxious part of the record, you might say. Like the bass is designed to be a little bit like, not to compare, but like John Entwistle, like that just crazy style of playing, that really busy style of playing. I mean, I live for that. And when I was playing in Echo, great experience. Like I said, it was like my bass camp. It was sort of like going away to school to study bass, but from the comfort of home. But I learned a lot about bass as far as like root notes, and the building was just, I always wanted to build. And it was just like, I didn't necessarily have that chance with EDM, but I feel like I definitely have a chance to do that with my own surf rock, folk rock genre. And I also feel a lot of freedom in My Useless Self, which is a band that I haven't played on any of their recordings or albums. But I definitely plan to do that in the future because, My Useless Self is really like a family at this point. The band's been around for a while.
That's cool. I don't know if you've heard the band Royal Blood, but
Sure.
that's kind of like one of their things, just a bass player and a drummer, and they just get that bass sounding real fat, and that's another band I really enjoy listening to. I also love that you're kind of doing the cover thing. I would love to do a gig like that near Merriweather and get to play for people like that, but just being willing to put your songs in there, and that's something that I've been really pushing with a lot of the shows I've been doing, is trying to have a solid element of my material in there. And I do finally feel like I'm at a place musically where I'm not afraid to play some of my songs in with covers people know, because I get complimented on them, and like people are actually like notice that like, oh, I don't know this song, this must be one of his, and have that respect towards it, which has been a pretty big thing for me. Like even in like band settings where we're playing like full band covers and then I'm playing my stuff, it's been a real treat. And I think that's a hard leap for a lot of bands to make. I think a lot of bands, most bands, they're either doing one thing or the other, but kind of reaching that point where you can kind of be that hybrid entertainment act with your own music incorporated.
And having seen you do that, Will, at McFall's Tavern that night, I can imagine that in a setting where people are listening to bar music or rock, type music that you would hear at a bar, if you throw in one of those songs, I think it's going to leave such a strong impression, because I think that we share this quality where there's a very strong emotional power to what you do. And I kind of really could connect with that when I saw you live. And I imagine that in any setting where people are enjoying the familiar music that they know, I think that they would hear a song from you and to just enjoy it. It doesn't matter who wrote it or if it's a cover, an original. It's just a powerful, representation of who you are. And I find that to be, certainly something that why would anyone not enjoy that,